is what we'll be doing today with the empty tape. So everything here is actually made from empty tape. It's not paper, it's only tape. So before we get started, right, you need to make sure that you actually have a piece of paper ready. So it can be a card or it can be a single sheet like this. So what I'm actually using is a 6" by 4" paper. So if you're using something smaller or something bigger, that's also fine, as long as you can actually fit this inside. So okay, I'll be moving on to the next step now. Okay, so what I did with this, actually, if you notice, there is actually a border here. What I did is actually I stuck a few washi tapes at the side. So these are already pre-cut washi tapes that I used yesterday, which you can reuse again, whichever. So normally I use washi tapes to border my artwork. So it's actually super useful, not just for decorating, not just for making cards, but also to use in your artwork. What you can actually do is to make borders around your artwork. So if you want to paint or wash over, then yeah, it won't actually seep through. So what I'm doing is the same thing over here. So I'm just bordering the card. Okay. Okay, so the sides don't have to be perfect because afterwards you're going to peel it off anyways. Right now, if you can see, I've actually bordered this with thinner washi tape. So I'm only mainly going to use these two sizes, so either the thin or the normal size one. If you don't have a thin size washi tape, what you can do is you can actually place your washi tape either on a cutting mat or on a piece of rough paper, and then you can use a pen knife and a ruler to just slice it in half. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is to actually peel off this one, and I'm gonna just border it around the previous border that I've stuck it on, so something like this. So you don't have to use the same color. You can choose whichever color that you like. It's really up to you. So this is where you'll need your scissors and your pen knife. If you're not confident with a pen knife, you can always just use a scissors. So what you want to do is to actually peel off the outside border. If you have stuck something that you want to leave on, then you can leave it on to add as part of the artwork as well. For me, I'm gonna peel mine off. So the good thing also about this border is that later, if you wanna actually add watercolors or you wanna color it with markers, you can actually do so without worrying about it seeping through or ruining the ones inside. I am going to move on to the next step. If you haven't grabbed an extra piece of paper, or if you need to grab one, you can do so now. So I have a strip of paper here. This paper will actually be the collar over here. So it's actually a mix of washi tape and paper. So what I did is actually to stick the washi tape on the paper. So this paper is actually cut to the size of 1" by 6". So you can use either ruler or pen knife to cut it, or if you have a paper trimmer, that will be great also, faster. Right now you need to select a tape design for this strip of paper. So if you actually need a reference, like you don't want to paste the whole tape on this whole strip and waste it, what you can do is actually you can fold this first into the collar. Okay, like so. You should have something like this. If you notice for mine, right, I only pasted the patterns on the inside and not inside outside, because I wanted it to have more contrast, and because you know some shirts have like a different pattern on the inside. So it's really up to you. Maybe you want the collar and the shirt to have the pattern instead, then what you could do is to paste a plainer tape on the inside. Okay, So I'm gonna start pasting the tapes now. Maybe this round I'll do a plain inner instead. So when you paste the tape, like I said, if you don't want to waste tape, you can actually cut it exactly here, because only this part will be seen. The inside here of the folded collar, it won't be seen at all. Make sure you press it down firmly so that there are no bubbles. If you do actually have excess over here, you can actually fold it in, because what we're going to do later is actually to stick this down. So whatever that is on the other side will not be seen. This time round, I'm going to pick a pattern instead to do the outer collar with. Same thing, you don't have to paste anything on the inside, although if you overshot it a little bit, that's fine as well. Makes it easier to paste or cut. I'm going to try to align the pattern the best that I can. Okay, I'm done with mine. For those of you who are already done with the outside inner collar, what you can do is actually cut out the tie and then paste a tape over the tie, same as what you did with the collar. What you can do also with the tie is, if you have thinner tape like these that have patterns on them, or even plain tapes, you can also stick it onto your tie as an accent, and also to cover up like the marks over here. So it's just something a little bit different. For example, I have this tape. So what you can do is to just stick it on here, something like that. You can make it exact as well. This one's a little short. If you don't want it to be too straight, what you can do is also to just tear the washi tape, so like this, to give it a bit more pattern. The next step is actually pretty simple. What you want to do is to grab your cardstock again, and then choose two washi tape designs actually. So you can actually see that there is one more design over here. So this is actually like the button area of the shirt. You can't really see it because I accidentally made it a bit too short, but you can make it slightly longer, or what you can do is also to cut your tie a bit shorter so that it can be visible. So you want to have one design that goes on the back, which is essentially the shirt, and then one for this little collar as well. So for this one, I didn't cut it at all. I just used a normal size tape as it is, and then I just pasted it down. When you're done with the base, the shirt, and also the button area, then what you can do is actually to stick down the collar and the tie. Okay, if you want to make it a bit more 3D, you can actually also fold up the collar here, just to give it a bit more texture. You can actually proceed to do up the sides or even write a message here or on the inside as well. So what I've done is just something really simple of just layering the tape. You can also watercolor at the sides, or you can also stick more tape to decorate. It's up to you. So just make sure that if you do want to write on the card, you leave a bit of space, because based on my knowledge, when you write on the tapes, especially if you write using brush markers, it doesn't really go well together. So you might want to leave some space for that. If not, you can also paste word stickers if you have. Thanks everyone for joining today. Bye!